Welcome. How's everyone doing tonight? Hey, Zach, how you doing?
What's going on, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing fantastic. Is that Sire with Brew Labs?
Yes, it is. It's here. And we've got Gabe joining up very shortly. I think he's just finishing another of his spaces, but yeah, no, very happy to be here.
Nice. Thank you for joining. And I think aside from Zach, I think there was another person from the Revolution token that is popping in here too. Let's see. Did he get rugged? I think he got rugged.
Hopefully not.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. So you're not with you're not with Brew Labs or the Revolution token, are you?
Not at all.
Okay. So here's the way this space works is we do a quick rundown of the three projects. They do like elevator pitch, if you will. So it's
But
roughly,
wait. If I've actually staked my tokens in Brew Labs, am I excluded?
are you, no, we want you to be in the space, and we will open up the floor for everyone to come up and ask questions. But no, that's awesome that you staked your tokens with Brew Labs.
Hell yeah, man. I staked my BCS list inside Brew Labs. Brew Labs is amazing. Who has not bought Brew Labs?
Yeah, well, we're going to learn a little bit more about Brew Labs tonight, but I'm going to drop you down for right now because we're going to go through the different projects that are in the space, and then we're going to open up the floor for everyone to ask questions and comment and share how much you appreciate these projects.
Yeah, man,
So,
cut me out. And if anybody has any questions, they can come to me, and I'll tell them I'll tell them what's up.
all right, appreciate that. All right, I'm going to drop you down now.
Yeah, drop me down.
Zach, are you with us now?
Yeah, I can barely hear my audio, dude, but I'm gonna stay on here while I switch to my computer.
Okay.
But I can hear
All
you. I
right.
just have to to hold the phone up to my face. You know what I'm saying?
No, I gotcha. So essentially, the way this works is each of the projects, do a quick elevator pitch. Roughly 3 minutes or so, kind of giving a quick rundown of what your project is all about. And then after that, we circle around and you do a deep dive, go into all the details, everything that, is all about, your project, the Revolution token, Brew Labs, and I'll speak a little bit about heroes unless one of our other devs wants to come up and do it. They can just request. And then, looks like Faisal's here as well, which is awesome. And then after that, what we do is we open up the floor to the entire community. So at that point, they can ask questions to any one of the projects. During the project speaking, what we do is if any of the other projects have questions, I mean, they're more than welcome to ask, or they can wait till the end. Sometimes we get dead silence at the end, and it just takes one or two questions to be asked to get the community going. But what I'm going to ask everyone to do is go ahead and hit that retweet button. Let's get the space out and let everyone know that we're holding it here. All right. Hey, Faisal, how you doing? Can you hear me?
It doesn't look like he's a speaker yet.
It wasn't. I wasn't hearing you. How are you all?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. Excited for the AMA.
Well, it's actually not. It's more or less a Q&A where you get to share your project, and then at the end, the community will come up and ask questions. And then, of course, we can always ask questions to each other. So, it's more of an informative, positive space rather than, direct AMA, if you will.
We
So,
love Q&As. We love people asking questions, and hopefully we are able to answer all the questions out there, because we want people to know more and more and know our mission and what we are trying to achieve.
awesome. No, that's fantastic. And that's why we hold these spaces. So, like I was just saying a little bit ago, is we're going to do a quick elevator pitch, go around the different projects, and then we'll do a deep circle around and do a deep dive. And it looks like, we got Gabe and Sire from Brew Labs and Faisal and Zach from the Revolution token. And I'm flying solo up here for Heroes unless one of my other devs wants to come up and join me. But that's all good. So I'll go first just to kind of give you guys a rundown of what we're looking for, and then you guys can each go, and then we'll circle around and do a deep dive on each project. All right?
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. So my name is Scott Smith. I am one of the co-founders of Heroes Token. We have launched a V2. We are a charity-focused token, donating over $45,000 to 14 different charitable organizations. We had some things that have developed in the last week that we've made some some announcements, but ultimately we're dual network. We have a bridge in place. We partnered with Everrise, and we have an NFT series. And I will circle around and go deeper later on. But that's pretty much my elevator pitch. All right, so who would like to go next, Revolution Token or Brew Labs? I'll let you guys duke it out.
I'm okay. Go for it, Revolution. Smash it.
I'm sorry, dude. This stinks for me because I cannot get my audio to come through my speaker, and I can barely hear this.
Well,
What was that? I heard Revolution Token.
Yeah, so if you want to take a minute and see if you can't get your audio better, we'll jump over to Brew Labs, let them do their thing, and then we'll come back to you. All right?
I appreciate it,
All right,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do this whole time. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All
All
right,
right.
Sire,
I think
all you.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do 2 minutes, and then I'll let Gabe do a minute. Does that sound okay for you, Ace Overkill?
No, that sounds perfect, and it's Scott. By all means, yeah, go
Scott,
for it.
of course. I don't know why I always say that. Scott, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, here's our pitch. I think for everyone that's listening, obviously what Brew Labs offers is professional contract engineering and DApp engineering, and basically we're trying to be the full service for any clients for what anyone needs in the crypto space. But I really think that the real power of what we're trying to do is take the concept of a token and kind of like really move it away from just, the meme idea and the hype idea. And even just like where there is utility, we're trying to convert our token into something that can actually tie into the business directly. So just like in like traditional business where you would have shareholders and things like that, and your generated revenue through the business actually then ties back to shareholders through dividends. Basically what we want to do with our actual token, and what we've started to do, is we've now tied our token directly to the business profit. So that means that all of our holders do benefit through the profit that we earn, just like a shareholder would benefit through dividends. And tying all that together is our full crypto solution suite of products and services such as staking pools, farms, and all that kind of stuff. That's my 2 minutes. Gabe, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, I guess I'll just say one thing that I really like about like the Brew Labs setup is that, with them investing the profits that they earn from their service revenues, it starts to kind of give a like stored value within the ecosystem, and that stored value only continues to get bigger and bigger as the company itself continues to grow. So, I mean, I think that's unique in itself. And I think that's one of the positive swings to look at when you're actually looking into Brew Labs. And that's all.
Fantastic. Normally you keep going, Gabe. I'm impressed. You're limiting yourself.
I'm taking criticism.
You're pacing yourself for later on for the deep dive, right?
Yeah.
I gotcha. No, it's all good. We always love to hear you talk about Brew Labs. At least I do. I think it's a fantastic project. So, Zach, how you making out there, buddy?
I'm making do. I'm just holding the phone up to my face, man. I don't know what's going on, but I can hear. I'm just going to have to hold it up to my face, but I got you.
Okay, well, it's the Revolution Tokens elevator pitch. Go for it.
All right. So, Faisal, me, Zach, being Zach, and Eddie, Crypto Addicto, we all came together as investors to create this project as something fair, with an absolutely fair launch, fair tokenomics, and really great utilities to have something that we can make a community that succeeds together with. So it's an ecosystem in itself. And we can explain that with the utilities, and we'll go into that later if people have questions. But we're really creating a way for people from outside the crypto world, in the regular world, let's say, can come into the crypto world and stay in the crypto world and find safe tokens to invest in that world. And they'll be able to do that with our project. And that's basically our project in a nutshell. We start with staking. Our second utility is going to be the workspace, which then sets up our third utility. I'm sorry, the second utility is going to be the launchpad, which sets up our third utility, which is going to be the workspace. And those two, in fact, work together because, like I said, the ecosystem that we've created, and we can go into that into detail later, but that's us in a nutshell.
Fantastic. No, that's great. I'm excited for you guys. Excited to see see you launch and to jump in myself, right? Okay, awesome, guys. So let's go back to Brew Labs. Give Zach some more time here, see if he can't figure his audio out, and we'll let Gabe and Sire have the floor.
What do you reckon, Gabe? How do you want to play this?
Oh, you know what? You just go ahead and like set it off, and then maybe I'll just follow up with a couple maybe things to add on to every once in a while. But
yeah, all right. So I'll make the cake.
The vehicle.
All right, I'll make the cake, and then you put the icing on the cake with the candle, and we can blow it out together. Does that sound good?
Perfect.
All right, no worries. So look, basically, Brew Labs. All right. What we do, right, which is really the true power of what Brew Labs is having like a team of 7 software engineers in-house, and they're all like professionally trained software engineers as well. So in the space, there's a lot of people that are self-taught. So they go out and, they've just taught themselves how to code, and obviously they do a great job. But one of the biggest things that we've noticed that's the difference is when you're using, professionally trained, like, our coders have gone to university, they've actually, or college, like when they're like, we've got a few around the world. They've actually like worked as professional software engineers. The power of this is just huge, because when we go and we get people who come to us looking for a role, a job, we'll obviously meet people and interview them, and they'll actually say to us, oh yeah, I've done this, and it's like, great. And they're like, oh, most of it is self-taught. But okay, great. No issues with that. How long would it take you to build, for example, a launchpad? Or how long would it take you to build a contract? And in general, what we find is that the amount of time that it takes them to do something that it takes us to do something is almost 4 to 5 times the amount of time, right? So a lot of the businesses and projects out there, you don't really get to see that. All you get to see is the brand or the name of the company. So you'll see Brew Labs and you'll see competitor companies doing maybe similar things. And on page or on paper, you'll go there and you'll want like your token project to get off the ground, right? And really it can be very difficult for projects to really know what it is that they're getting, because a lot of projects, they don't necessarily themselves have like in-house devs, right? So a lot of them have come from like really strong business backgrounds, and but they don't really know like how to develop it themselves. So they go in kind of like hoping that what they're going to get is the the best, right? And that's what like BrewLabs has started to do, right? So we can build out your contracts in like a fraction of the time that it takes for anybody else to do it. The quality of what we build is just like next level. It's like always at the forefront of like, you know, security, technology, everything. Like we offer the best. And not only that, we also offer it like a fraction of the price because like we've just started. We're out there trying to make a name for ourselves, and we're, in my mind, I think we're doing really well. You know, like I can see a lot of familiar faces like in this channel, in regards to, you know, projects that we've built like the contracts for and everything like that. And I think that's where the BrewLabs power really kind of comes in. All right. So like, it's the fact that like we never have to stop. We're already profitable. Right? The market is down, but we never have to stop. We just keep on building. And while we're not working with clients, we're building out our own platform. And that's when like we move into the things like our staking pools and our farms. Now, our staking pools and our farms, as I heard earlier, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are currently using our platform, and we've just built an API for it. And not to get into the deep technicals of it, but basically now what we can do is on a pool by pool basis, we can actually pull data from the blockchain. What that means is that our platform is almost instantaneous. So you need to think in terms of like PancakeSwap and all the other big players. When you go to their platform, you never think, oh, this is slow. Like, you know, oh, I'm waiting for it to load. So what we've done is we've basically created the same thing, which is almost unheard of for like staking platform, especially like, you know, yeah, just for like staking or farming or anything like that. So now when you go to our platform, all of our staking pools run almost instantaneously. And that's the power of having like a really strong dev team. So not to mention like all of that, we've obviously got like our liquidity locking tool called the freezer. We've got our airdrop tool. And the other thing is we're taking all of our tools and we're going cross chain. So that means that like now, our staking platform obviously is like Ethereum and BSC, but it'll also be going, you know, Matic and like quite a few Phantom, and there's going to be quite a few other ones. Actually, our airdrop tool, we've just taken cross-chain now, so there's 5 blockchains on it. And, you know, it's quite a powerful thing when you have like in-house engineers, you're very profitable, which means that like no matter what we do, no matter how much the market dips, we're going to keep on going forward. I just want to make sure, like, Scott, is this okay if I keep going? Because I've got quite a bit more to say, but I don't want to bore anyone, basically.
No, this is a deep dive. This is what this is. This is so that the Heroes community and the Revolution Tokens community can learn all about BrewLabs, and then the same. So your community can learn about Heroes and about the Revolution token. So it's an information space. So dig deep, man. I know you guys got a lot in there.
All right. We got some deep waters to go into, but and Gabe will obviously be jumping in as well. But so as I said, so you know, we've got these engineers, we've got these products, and we're profitable. All right. So as an accountant myself, I'm chartered. Basically, like whenever you like have a startup, you want to make sure that you've got the cash flow necessary to sustain yourself into the future. I think that's one of the most important things that a lot of projects end up, you know, sadly like failing because they just don't have that future mindset to ensure that you just have the cash flow. It doesn't, from our side, as long as we just keep on doing what we're doing, like we can basically continue indefinitely no matter the market conditions. Now, that's kind of like our service and our products, and we've got a lot more coming, but I kind of want to now tie in, I guess, one of the most important things, I guess from an investor perspective, which is the BrewLabs token.
Hey,
so,
Sire,
yes.
You forgot the LP constructor tool as well.
Of course. And then, of course, for our farms, we also have an LP constructor tool, which allows people to like construct liquidity pool tokens, tax-free, replaced with a BrewLabs, a BrewLabs 1% like charge, which is way cheaper than constructing using PCS. So yeah, no, as Gabe said, like we have like heaps of tools, and they're just going to keep on growing. But I do want to touch base now on our token itself, because the token is the core of everything that we're doing. All right. So the BrewLabs token, what we've actually done is, so when we launched, obviously we had like a small pre-sale, and everyone got like their BrewLabs tokens and everything like that. But I think one of the biggest issues in the crypto sphere at the moment is how do you create a token that has value? Right? How do you create something that's going to actually benefit the holders? Because what happens with a lot of projects is they launch, they have amazing marketing, their website is absolutely beautiful, right? Everyone jumps in getting excited. They've got all these products and stuff that's planned. And, you know, within like 3 to 4 weeks, like they've potentially mooned. Sorry, guys, just a quick one. Can you still hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. You got a phone call.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I dropped off just for a second. But I just wanted to say that, like, so a lot of projects, you know, over the first 3 or 4 weeks, they'll actually moon and they'll do really well. And then, like, after a while, it starts to kind of stagger and it starts to slowly drop off, right? I think, like, everyone's been experienced in projects like that, whether it's been, you know, our own projects or projects that you've invested in, you've seen this happen, right? So how do you take a token and give it true value into the long term, right? And that's why we've created our buyback model, all right? Our buy treasury model. And I know a lot of you have heard of this, but fundamentally what we do now is for all of our DApp products, all right? So for example, the staking pools and the farms and our freezer product and our airdrop tool, and eventually our launchpad as well, all of those fees are charged in BNB. And what we've done is we've created a smart contract that basically sends that BNB straight to a treasury contract, which is a BrewLabs creation, all right? And then within that treasury contract is a function which you can activate to do buybacks, all right? So all of that BNB is fundamentally profit, all right? If you're a company and you're like offering goods and services to customers, then all of the BNB that you're generating, that's just profit, right? And a lot of businesses in general, like, don't even think about cryptocurrency. What do? You store that and then you utilize that either to pay for your staff or to go and do like more business development or to invest it or whatever you need for your business purposes, right? So for us, what we've got 2 lines of like revenue. We've got our service line revenue and we've got like our DApp revenue, all right? And the DApp revenue is all those things that I just said. So what we're doing is we're taking all of that like DApp revenue and eventually it's going to be for like everything, right? And we're feeding all of that BNB into buybacks. So we're utilizing that BNB to buy our own token, which is BrewLabs, and then we're locking it away. Now, what does that do? Fundamentally, when you're doing a buyback, you're interacting directly with a liquidity pool, right? Like on a DEX, right? So when we take the BNB, we're putting the BNB into our liquidity pool and we're taking out the BrewLabs. Now I'm not sure how much everyone is familiar with how DEX pricing works, but basically it's just your proportion of BNB and BrewLabs. As the BNB goes up, for example, for our project, then the BrewLabs price is going to go up with it because the amount of BrewLabs within the actual liquidity pool is decreasing because you're utilizing the BNB to purchase BrewLabs. Then what we do is we lock that BrewLabs away in a treasury contract that doesn't impact your circulating supply because your circulating supply, right, is what your circulating supply is unless you do a burn. Then your circulating supply decreases. But remember that like if you're burning things, then your market cap is actually going down because market cap is equal to price multiplied by your circulating supply. What we're doing is we're not burning the tokens, the BrewLabs, we're locking it away into a treasury contract, all right? And the liquidity pool is increasing every single day with BNB from the sale of all of our goods, right? So just like where a company generates revenue and profit, all right, just like they generate it and they store it in what you would call like a retained earnings or like an equity reserve, all right, we're doing the exact same thing, but the reserve is the liquidity pool. It is the DEX. So all of that profit in BNB is going into our liquidity pool. And over time, what we're going to find is that more and more of our BrewLabs is going to be locked up in treasury, and our liquidity pool, which represents all of that stored profit, is going to just keep on going up in terms of BNB and increasing the price of BrewLabs. So if you think in terms of like how that benefits holders, right? Previously, holders, you buy a token and then the token itself goes up or down in value. From a DEX environment, I'm not talking about centralized exchanges. That's a little bit different, but I want to just keep it focused to DEXs at the moment. Basically, what happens is that like your token itself will go up and down in value based on the speculative investors. So people who want to find out, like, you know, people who think that the token is going to go up in value will buy. So what's going into the liquidity pool is people's money. It's just everyone's money. All these people who are investing, who believe in the actual token itself, they'll invest. We've now like supercharge this, because now what's going in there, it's not just the investors. What's going into there and buying it is all that business profit, right? So if I said to you, like, if I said to everyone, you know, you're going to get around like $50,000 in like purchases of like your token in the course of a week. That's not bad. You know, I mean, like, obviously you'd like more than that over the long term, but that's not bad. But what if you get a business that can actually generate something like $7 million a year? Or a business that can even get to be really large and generate $700 million a year? That's completely not unheard of in like traditional business. I mean, like, look at the real world. You've got billion-dollar companies, right? So why can't a company just like Brew Labs, and this is what we're trying to do, why can't a company go and like take our profit, become a $1 million company every single, you know, make millions of dollars every single year, but instead of just storing that as like company profit, what if we took that and like put it straight into the liquidity pool, purchased our own token, locked it away? What ends up happening is that the Brew Labs token goes up in price and the amount of volume goes up as well. And because we have a tax for reflections, it means that any Brew Labs holders will actually get reflections as well, like through these buybacks, because we don't exempt the buybacks from any, we don't exclude it from any fees. So every single time we buy back, the same taxes occur just like any other purchase, and all of the holders get those reflections. So right now we're quite small. We've just started off, we're growing, and we've been very focused on like the build of what we're doing. We haven't gone out and done like aggressive marketing. Mostly what we've been doing is working with clients because we love it. And we've been like building up our own products. We are soon to enter into a stage where we've started to wholesale some of our like products. That means that like we're going to have like our staking pool minter, which is a staking pool wizard. It means clients are going to actually be able to make their own staking pools through the launch process. We're going to be able to actually like wholesale sell that wizard to multiple launch pads, and that wizard will come with like the fees for staking pools, and all those fees again are going to be incorporated through the buyback model. They're all going to go into our liquidity pool. It's going to be utilized to purchase our own token and lock it away. So our business model is really about our business profit. It's about all of the services, the contract builds, the audits, like I said, the staking pools, the farms, the freezers, the launch pads, all of this stuff that we're going to be like releasing, and we already have released, is driving the business profit, which we're then going to go and like reinvest straight back into our token. So all of our holders become something very similar to shareholders, because they get direct access to the business profit through the liquidity pool, through both reflections and increases in prices. That was a lot of information, but that is Brew Labs, and I would like to hand it over to Gabe just to like see if he'd like to add anything else, because he always has some really great stuff to say. But yeah, I'll hand it over to Gabe now.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you. So, you know, when you guys kind of look at like Brew Labs as a whole, and as Sire has said, you know, we have these utilities, the airdrop tool, we have our staking and farming platform, we have our LP constructor tool, we have a liquidity locking freezer, and all of these generate this service revenue. And like he said, it goes into this treasury contract and we create this buyback. Now, when you think about how long would you say, Sire, we've had this treasury contract actually live and activated? Say about 8 weeks?
Yeah, probably less. I'd say probably around 6 weeks. So okay. Yeah.
So let's just say 6 weeks, and we'll give it a bigger gap than that. We'll just say 8 weeks because I like the way it sounds. But in 8 weeks, when you actually go into when you actually go into our actual Telegram chat, you can actually do a call function where you can call the treasury, right? So you'll do like /treasury, and it'll actually tell you the US dollar value that we've actually bought back inside of our token. And so just to give you guys an idea, when Sire's telling you that we're profitable as a company, currently right now, I just called the function, we have $433,664 that we've actually bought back within, he says 6 weeks, I'm giving it 8 weeks just to be gracious. But when you think about those numbers, and you continue to think about as our volume continues to increase, as our company continues to get bigger, more and more people start to utilize our platform, what you're going to find out is happening is that we're going to continue to buy back more and more and more of our token supply, and that value is going to continue to raise. You know, and that's just one of the things that I kind of wanted to just touch on, just to like give you guys a simple idea or a simple concept of of when we say, you know, we're really putting our business revenue back into our actual ecosystem. It's really happening, and it's coming at, like, I don't want to say an alarming rate, but it's coming in big amounts. You know what I mean? And so as we continue to grow and just continue to get bigger, it's only going to continue to get better. And the holders are the ones that are reaping the benefits and the rewards of this. And that's one of the things, like, I'm so happy and passionate about Brew Labs, because not only did I see the business motto, but I watched the work happen. You know, they never overpromise and underdeliver. They always do the exact opposite. You know, and that's one thing that I can say, that, like, I'm just happy to be a part of this team. I love the team. And yeah, just guys, look into it, read the white paper, see where we're headed. We don't have a vision that's only like 1 year or 2 years. You know, we've really thought about this, and like we're looking like 10, 20 years down the road. Like, we don't plan on being like a fly by night token. We plan on being here. You know, we want to be like that top 10 crypto. You know, we want to be pushing innovation. We want to continue to push, you know, people in the crypto space to do better, to do more. You know what I mean? And as long as we continue to set this industry standard, every other token that follows behind us, they're going to have to step up to the plate. And you guys as investors are going to be able to get behind that. That's going to help this mass adoption and be able to bring new investors, new money into the crypto space. And that's what we're really about. I'm done. That's it.
Dude, I mean, that's fantastic. And, you know, I know I've talked with the team over at Brew Labs a couple of times, not only for Heroes, but also for Delta Flare. And I mean, you guys are, you know, fantastic in the sense that, you know, if a project's coming into the space and they want to add a utility, your team is so informative. They have the tools to make it happen. And I mean, they're very helpful. Right? If you're an investor looking into the project, it's promising, right? Because you have that treasury account and you're doing those constant buybacks. Man, I mean, you guys are just doing everything right, and I really appreciate it. You know, fantastic project. Love it.
No, thank you, Ace.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Absolutely. Zach, how are we doing with audio?
It is what it is, brother. I can hear you. What's going on?
All right. So, would you like to go next, or would you like me to go next?
No, I can go. So, what are we just going the deeper dive into it?
The deep dive. Give us the lowdown and dirty on everything that you're working on and that your token is going to represent.
Faisal, you can go ahead and give a start. All you can let me know when you want me to speak, brother. You can give the details about the staking and things like that, since you're the numbers guy.
Of course, man, of course. So the Revolution token will come with 3 utilities. What we are trying to achieve with this project is something different to this space, but I want to mention something in the beginning. We are building the utilities even before launch, or even before our smart contract is completely done. We are trying to get these utilities, most of them, be out there. We are not going to put them all at once. We're going to put them on stages. We're going to start with the staking platform that is going to be done by Team Brew Labs, and it's going to be available from day one of launch. It's going to be under their platform, but between 2 to 4 weeks later, we're going to have our own platform that is going to be done by them, but it's going to be like the Revolution token theme, let's say. It's going to have the swap and staking as well. Then we will move forward from there to launching our launch pad. The difference here in our launch pad is going to be a little bit kind of fun to use and easy to use for everyone. The plan is to make it available for all blockchains, so all projects that are going to be out there, even like in ADA, in BSC, ERC20, Phantom, all these projects that are going to be launching on these blockchains, if they want to use our launchpad, they can use it. The idea behind that is just to bring more exposure to projects on different blockchains. This is what we are trying to achieve there. And from there, we're gonna move to the workspace. The workspace is actually the idea that is kind of different to this space right now. And what we are trying to achieve from it is it's gonna be a place where people from, as Zach mentioned before, free people from the real world will have the chance to feel what is crypto about. So it's a place where you can advertise your service. It doesn't matter what's your what is your job or what is your profession. If you have an hobby and you think that this you can use this hobby to create to make extra money for you, you can advertise your service on the workspace, and from there you can get clients and you're gonna get paid in crypto. Uh, this is what we are trying to achieve right now. Like, we want to bring people from the outside to the inside. We want these people to feel that the people who are still hesitant, they know about crypto and they still feel hesitant. The workspace is going to be a place where they're going to feel how it can be done on a professional level and still makes you money. No matter what you are, like, even if you are a baker, or, by the way, we already talked with a world class custom cake artist, and she is gonna be on our workspace as soon as we launch. What we are going No matter what is your profession, a personal trainer, a truck driver, a gardener, you can post your service there. If you are interested in getting paid in crypto, any client out there who's gonna need your service will approach you, and everything will happen inside the application, even the transactions, even the payments and everything. The idea of the workspace is gonna be for free. We're not gonna make any monthly fee or annual fee for people who likes to use it. But what we are trying to do is, once a contract signed or accepted between two individuals inside the workspace and the payment is going through, there will be a tiny percentage, and I mean not a tiny percentage, just will go to the wallet of the workspace to sustain it for future updates and upgrades and maintenance. And the plan is, from there, we want to implement the workspace in the metaverse. This is the plan for the future, but we're gonna take it step by step. We don't want to jump walls. We want to climb the ladder. That's what we are trying to achieve here. So this is the idea, and what we are trying to do is, it's gonna be a full ecosystem in there. People from the outside or from the real world trying to come to crypto and getting paid, and they will see that this is a legit thing and this is the future of money. They will be curious about investing in other projects or looking for projects that might feel good for them. This is where they're gonna get paid in crypto, and it's gonna be in Ethereum basically at the beginning, and for later date we're gonna put the TRT token as a payment in the future. So people will get paid. They will look like, okay, this is something really interesting. I want to look more. They're gonna look there. They will have the chance to look in our launchpad, where it has different kind of projects out there, and they're gonna check every project, all the information they need about it, and they can do a full search. And if they like the project that is there, we have our swap and staking, basically, where you can use the swap to do this transaction between the Ethereum that you got paid and invest in a project that is out there. And of course, they will always have the chance to stake their tokens if they decided to buy TRT, and they will get their rewards from there, which is gonna bring us back to the platform, staking platform. It's gonna have three pools, 30, 60, 90 days. We are gonna put 10% aside of the total supply for the staking platform, but we're gonna use at the beginning 5%, and we're gonna move from there and continue growing our staking platform, which is gonna be another 1% coming from the tokenomics, which is going to be 1% going to fund the staking platform, plus the 5% that is going to be out there from the total supply. So this is what we are trying to achieve. We are trying to put a one-stop shop where people can work, make money, use their money to invest in crypto, or use this money to stake it and achieve more rewards and passive income.
Fantastic. Anything you want to add, Zach? Or not?
No, I'm sorry. No, man. Faisal pretty much covered it. I mean, it's just the ecosystem part of it that I think is probably the most important part to realize, is that bringing people in from the real world with any of their job skills that they may have, whether, like he said, it's a baker or a personal trainer or someone who gives financial advice, a tax consultant, even anything like that, can come in from the regular world, get a taste of crypto through our workspace, and then use our launch pad to find safe projects to invest in and then keep them in the crypto space. So it brings people in, keeps them in. And that's something that we'd like everyone to consider, because that's how you're going to bring new money into the space. And that's how we plan on doing it.
That's awesome. And, you guys, this is like probably the third time. You guys like bakers, don't you? You keep referencing bakers, and in a previous life, I was a baker, by the way. So anyway, it just I find it a bit funny on a personal level. But no, fantastic. I love that. And I do have some questions for you, but one of the things that I will, point out is this is, definitely something that I think we need, a place where people can go to get actual services done and, provided, and it all done on, in crypto, right? It sounds like you guys are going to focus on Ethereum primarily, but it is awesome. And, my wife, Heroes Queen, she does do some freelance work, and she is very interested in looking into getting on your platform. So we're excited about that. So fantastic work, guys. I can't wait till it launches.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate it very much. No, we can't wait either, man. So honestly, right now, we're just really focused on the community growth. It's all organic right now. We're doing everything we can to keep it organic at the moment, because we don't have, obviously, the token out yet. But we're also keeping our eye on the market to make sure the conditions are right for the community. We really want this token to succeed. It's not an ambition move for us to make money. We really want to be a success in the long run. So we're keeping all of that in mind.
Dude, fantastic. And, I really appreciate that. So I'll go through, and then we'll open up the floor to anybody who has any questions, or if,
can I ask
Gabe,
you
you have a
quick question? Yeah. So I was wondering, are you like, what forms of payment are you guys going to be accepting on that? Because I know you said if you want to get paid in crypto, I was just wondering, like, are there different types? Are there stable coins? Is it just Ethereum? Like, what is that side of it looking like? Because that's interesting to me.
So at the beginning in the workspace, it's gonna be Ethereum, since we are launching on the ERC20. But as we mentioned when we were calling previously with you guys, we are planning on bridging at some point in the future. So at some point in the future, we're gonna implement the BNB as well. But we are gonna start from Ethereum at the beginning. People gets paid in Ethereum, and from there, once we bridge and we are available on the BSC blockchain, this is where we're going to implement the BNB payment as well. And maybe, who knows, maybe we can use BrewLabs as well.
Well, now you're talking. Let's go.
No, awesome. And I will add on to that question a little later if, one of the community members don't ask it first. But yeah, so I will go ahead here and just do a quick dive into Heroes. Like I said before, my name is Scott Smith. I'm one of the founders of Heroes Token. We are a dual network project that benefits charity. Our charities are pulled by our communities. So they pick, the charitable organizations that we vote on, and then we open up a poll, and the community decides where those funds go. And to date, we have donated to over 14 different charitable organizations, and that amount is $45,622 so far. We currently have just partnered up with MediToken, another fantastic charity project, and we are doing a joint donation, kind of combining both of our communities. So if you actually check out either their webs or their Twitter page or Heroes Twitter page, you'll actually see that those polls are live. So we're going to run those for another day and a half or so, and then we're going to combine the top two polled charities together and do one joint final poll, and then make the announcement of what the winner is next week. So we're really excited about that, bringing our two communities together, and kind of like what we're doing here in this space. In February, Heroes had launched our V2. We utilized Everise and a few of their dApps. Really what brought us to them was their EverOwn project. Our concern that our community had was, how do they know that the polls that we are running for our charitable organizations or for the direction of the project are not being altered by our team? So we started talking with Everise and decided that we wanted to go forward with their EverOwn project, which essentially it doesn't and isn't capable of it yet, but we were informed that it should be ready by the third quarter, where we'll actually be able to run our charity polls through the EverOwn. So it'll be a third-party polling format that is not biased. There's no way to alter it. You have to be a holder. If you're a holder, you can go in, you can vote on, things that involve the token. So it will truly be community-driven and unaltered. But with that, we decided that we wanted to go dual network. So we launched on Binance as well as Ethereum, and it put in place a bridge. So, if you are a very adamant trader, you could very likely, through arbitrage, make a quick buck, right? Because the gas fees on Binance are fairly inexpensive. And, if the price is pumping on Ethereum, you could quickly jump over there and, take some profits by doing that. But not only did we offer that, but we also offered added utility to our token. We, at the time, were looking into staking. And one of the things that a lot of our community members were is fairly inexperienced in the space. Everything is complicated. And really, if you look at the first time you made a DeFi transaction and, how that, that transaction happened and how long it took you to do it and how scared you were that you weren't screwing something up. Well, we were getting a lot of that, and we were walking people through how to, enter Heroes token, to buy a position, and, explaining how to do other things within the space, how to get on OpenSea and buy our Series 1 NFTs, things like that, right? Well, we wanted to make staking simple. And how we did that was we actually have it written into our contract on our token, and we call it in-token staking. So essentially what it does is once you have an initial transaction, that transaction could have been the migration from V1 to V2. It could be a bridge from Binance to Ethereum or vice versa, or it could just be a purchase on either network. Once that transaction happens, the clock starts and the contract keeps track of the holdings in your wallet. Now, it will keep track of it to see if it goes down. What it will do is at the end of the cycle, which is 90 days, it will automatically drop 12% of the lowest amount of tokens that you held from that initial transaction right into your wallet. There's no gas fees. There's really no effort. It just happens seamlessly. So that was one of the things that we wanted to do to kind of encourage our long-term holders to, continue to hold long-term, but also to be able to take profits by, taking that, reward that they're getting and to sell those off while not holding their main bag, or keep it and compound it. It's really up to them. But So that was a pretty fantastic thing that we came up with. And, so far so good. It looks like the first of those rewards are going to get dropped on the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. But along with that, we've made some excellent partnerships in the space. We've partnered up with List Token, and their platform, and I'm excited for everything that they're doing. And we are on Gorilla Diamond's Diamond Wallet. So we're ecstatic about that. We just can't wait till they actually come to the US. So our, US holders can actually, use a credit card to purchase heroes, right? But over, I think it's 70 countries worldwide, they're, already active and people can buy heroes through their platform, which is fantastic. And then along with that, we've teamed up recently with MediToken and a few other projects. So like I said, I've been talking with Brew Labs for a little bit and, discussing, how we can do some further things together. And we're excited about that. But ultimately, every aspect of our project, portion of it goes to charitable organizations. And that's through a community polled vote. And and that's kind of the down and dirty of it. That's the bottom line. We are a charity focused project that is adding utility as we grow. So, all right. Now that I think I gave Gabe a run for his money, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor. Anybody that would like to come up and ask any of the project's questions, please request the mic and we'll bring you up. And then what I want to ask real quick, because I think it's a pretty valid question. This goes to Faisal and Zach. So on that workspace, so you referred to bakers, right? So owning a bakery myself and, being able to operate, a local business as well as an international business, because we did ship worldwide a few of our products. But, one of the things that, never really came up with that is a form of payment, such as crypto, right? And I don't know if that wouldn't be a little confusing to their clientele. Now, for crypto investors, I see it as an advantage, for myself. If I want to order a cake from that person or, a dozen cookies or whatever, it is exceptionally appealing that I can go on and I can say, hey, I'd like to have you do this for me and I want to pay you in ETH, right? Is there going to be a way that somebody can utilize your service or that workspace with a debit or credit card? Are you going to implement that into that? So I guess essentially what it would mean is they could actually use their debit or credit card, buy the crypto they need to pay for the service that they're desiring.
Actually, yes. The plan for that is under study, because we want at some point people to have a easier access to Ethereum or BNB or any other token that is available as a payment in our platform. But as it's for now at the beginning, we're just gonna implement the kind of transaction which is gonna be coded on the back end of the workspace, so people can do transactions between each other in the inside. On later and the future updates and upgrades for the application, there will be at some point a crypto payment where you can actually buy your tokens, so you can transact between you and the customer or you and the client. So but this is gonna go under how can I stages, we're gonna start like this, and for the future upgrades and updates, we're gonna implement the credit or debit card payment.
Fantastic. That was my question and concern. I know the clientele that we had was just like, I don't know if you could even explain crypto to some of them, right? It might take some time, but you could do it. But anyway, thank you for the answer. Awesome, Faisal.
Well, that's why we have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's why we hope to have the launch pad in such a convenient platform with the workspace, so that when they do come in, it's at least simple enough for them to use, and invite them to invest in these secure tokens that we vetted and the Brew Labs has vetted, because that's going to be one of our main stipulations, is that their smart contracts going to have to be created through Brew Labs for our launch pad. So there's going to be quite a bit of incentive for people, I think, to do a little bit of investigating and getting started in crypto, because it'll be made hopefully as simplified as we can make it, and that's what we're aiming to do, hopefully.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Jakian, all you, buddy. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone, Ace, especially you and Heroes Token for hosting it. Zach, Faisal, Revolution Token, gonna be awesome. There's a person down in here that Faisal, I think you should talk to. His name is Matt. He's got the red eyes on his profile picture. I think you guys would have a beautiful partnership with GDT, which I heard you guys talk about earlier. Gabe, Brew Labs, dude, 100, dude, all the way. You guys are killing it. I also want to say hey to DB down there. DB, one of the realest in the game. Joanna, one of the realest moms in the game. And Thomas and Matt, of course, one of the realest in the game from Gorilla Diamond. Kai and Mika from the Dogs of Mandocs, killing it. I like seeing everyone collaborate. I've been drinking. Collaborate in the same space. I love all of you. I feel like I'm not doing enough. There's so many projects and so many things and so much stuff that I know that probably other people don't know about certain projects, but like everyone I'm mentioning, like just not financial advice, but maybe just do it. Like everyone I'm mentioning, just do it, man. Like there's so many great projects, there's so many great minds going on, and like I'm working on something myself that I'm not ready to divulge, but I'm going to be talking to the same people, and when I get ready to go, like shit's going to be explosive. I love all of these people. I've had talks with all these people. And Token Lizard's had his hands up. This nigga has the most. Oh, my bad. He has the most NFTs in the game. I love that. I love Token Lizard. But this is the space to be in, and the unity in crypto is amazing. And everyone, just educate yourself. DYOR, and follow all these projects. NFA.
Absolutely, dude. Well said. And, you know, I put a GIF out there last week that had all the projects that we had on our live and in-person platform here. And, you know, at the very end of the GIF, it just says stronger together, right? We're all working together to better the space. And, you know, here we have 2 fantastic projects, or 3, including Heroes. But, you know, you got Brew Labs that are supplying utility to all these other projects, which are fantastic. And the Revolution token that's actually bringing, you know, real world services into the crypto space. You know, it's absolutely fantastic and amazing. We love this, and we love the joint effort for everybody. And yes, Faisal and Zach, you want to hit up Matt down there? He's one of the devs for Gorilla Diamond, and they can help you out with that credit card issue that you, or not issue, but credit card development for down the road. Awesome.
Excellent.
For that, I just want to say, Matt, I'm sorry, but I think you can work it out. All right. I think it's a good deal.
I just want to say that Revolution Token is not trying to compete with any other project out there. We actually want to work with every legit project out there. We believe that this space, the only way for this space to grow and people and money coming in is by working together, not just fighting each other or trying to mine or make holes for each other. No, we can work together, and make this place a safer place for people to have the courage to dive in it.
Absolutely. Well said. And again, there's enough room in the space for very similar projects to be, in it and still, be social, right? I mean, in the real world, you cannot have a single company or organization monopolize the market. All right. That's just not allowed. So, it's ideal to have competition. It's good for business all the way around. So you don't have to be, uh, I don't know, you don't have to be aggressive towards other projects, but, I think supportive is the best way to go about it. And, wishing them the best and doing your best to create a better product, right?
Healthy
And that's
competition is always welcome. Not
right.
like just healthy, like let's keep it healthy. Like we are all here, we are all businesses, and at the end of the day, we are all here trying to make our livings or make money. So don't undermine any other project for some project that you feel that it's right, or vice versa. Just keep it healthy.
100%. All right, Token, you've had your hand up. What do you got?
How y'all doing tonight?
Awesome, buddy. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Well said, Jakim, brother. And you know you're part of this as well, brother. You're everywhere we all are. And that's one thing that's going on here is I think it's more than just a community. I think all these projects that are working together is kind of starting a movement. I mean, a real true movement where cryptos can be a good space for everybody. Just that's on my take on that part. But I do have could TRT talk about the tokenomics on the launch just a little bit, just on how the launch is going to go, just for the people that don't know, for new people in here that don't really know how the launch is going to go. I know we still don't know the dates yet, but just so they can kind of prepare, if you don't mind.
Let's hear it. That's why we have this. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, launch is going to go. It's going to be a fair launch, meaning we're going to give a window of time to prevent people from setting up their bots and things like that. And then as soon as Brew Labs, we're still in talks about how the actual launch is going to go. But as soon as Brew Labs gives us the okay, we're going to put it out there for everybody, and which same as us as developers, like we mentioned before, it's the fair launch. And then during that first 72 hours, there's going to be a 25% sell tax for as a whale prevention, to prevent people from dumping. So not to prevent them from dumping, but basically people are going to dump. We know how projects work. People are going to come into a successful project and they're going to plan on making that quick, 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, etc. This is basically just so that when they do take that profit, we get, what we deserve out of that as well. They're going to get that massive profit from their success in the token and taking out their profits that fast. But we're, in order to for our project to succeed, we're going to take what we feel is necessary for our project. So that tax is for the first 72 hours. After that, everything goes back down to 10% in, 10% out. And then Faisal, you know what? You're probably better off talking about the numbers. I'm a little more scatterbrained in this. You'll probably have a little more direct line of thinking when it comes to this. You want to take over from me?
Yeah, of course. So as Zach mentioned, sell tax is gonna be for 25% for the first 72 hours. It's gonna be 3% devs, 2% reflections, 8% is gonna go for the marketing wallet, and can you hear me?
Yes,
I hear you, brother. Faisal?
So, yeah.
You're good. We hear you, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me now. So it's gonna be, as I said, 3% for the devs wallet. It's gonna be in Ethereum. 2% the reflections are gonna stay reflections as a native token. And the marketing wallet is gonna have 10% from this 25%, and the buyback and burn is gonna be 8%. So the buyback and burn is gonna be 8%, but it's gonna be divided into two sections, which is 4% for funding the staking platform, and 4% that is gonna be go back to buyback and burn the tokens. And after the 72 hours, we're gonna go back to 10%, which is gonna be like at the beginning it's gonna be like liquidity pool 1%. Uh, the Devil's Wallet is gonna be 2% in Ethereum. Reflections in native token is gonna be 2%. 3% of marketing in Ethereum, and buyback, burn, and staking is going to be 2%. As mentioned before, 50% of these 2% is going to go for funding the staking platform, and the other 50% is going to be for buying back the token and burn it. This is how it's going to be. The reason why we chose to go with the ETH reflections, with ETH as a payment or as a tax, is just because we didn't want to hurt the chart, especially if we are gonna use the money or the Ethereum that's gonna get for future works on the launchpad, the workspace, or future marketing plans and something like that. So we didn't want to get the reflections for that in native token because we didn't want to hurt the chart. So we decided to go with ETH reflections to do the necessary. So this is how it's going to be.
That's awesome. And just to kind of highlight, there's no really team tokens, no pre-sale. This is being fully funded out of y'all's pocket, out of the developer's pocket, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, no team token, no pre-sale, no private sale. The team funded the project. The team is funding as we speak the utilities. We are building the utilities from our own money. We are not using any other person's money. So it's just we are trying to bring a fresh air to this space. We want everything fair. We are trying to do everything in a fair way, so people start believing or start trusting again in crypto.
Thank you. Perfect answer. I appreciate it. And thank you for letting me come out and speak, heroes. And just so you know, I will be getting crystal sometime.
Nice. Yeah, the NFTs. I do want to send a shout out to Jonah's World. They did Jonah did a fantastic Heroes NFT for International Heroes Day last Thursday, and they did an auction, and we were hoping for some bids, but we didn't get it. So Heroes is buying that NFT as well as giving the 10 Series 1 NFTs to Jonah to do with what he wants. He can use them for promotion, or he can keep them and, use them for, upcoming developments for our project. So that's fantastic.
Well, when the game launches, those things will be quite a bit more valuable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Ace, let me say, that's amazing, my dude. Oh my God, that's amazing. I wish I could do it myself. That's so amazing. Oh my God. You don't know how much that means to them. So thank you. On my behalf, thank you to Jonah's World.
Yeah, well, I had said it before, and, with a family in situation that they're in, faced with diversity, a lot of people will play the victim, and they chose not to. They chose to find a way to pull through and make a wave of their own. And I admire that 100%. And if I can support them and, Heroes can support them, we will do everything we can. And that's kind of why we went in and, did this with them. And I think what they're doing is great. If you haven't checked them out, follow Jonah's World. They're down here below, and check out Jonah's NFTs and pick some up. I've got the A that Jonah made for Ace Overkill, so I'm excited about that. But no, great. It's fantastic. So the floor is open. Anyone would like to come up and ask questions, please do.
Yes, for Zach and Faisal. When NFT, because I need one of both of you.
Oh, that's funny, bro. So we do have plans on doing some NFTs and something like that. We're still discussing how we're going to implement them because we're just mulling over a few different ideas, because I've always liked the idea of accompanying an NFT with some kind of physical merchandise. So if we do an NFT, I would like to accompany it with some kind of actual token or coin that we can send somebody with an NFT. I really like that idea because it's NFTs in a sense are like I'm old, right? I'm 38. I'm almost 40. I'm not old, but I'm the older one in our developer team. But I used to trade, basketball cards, football cards, etc. So I get the appeal to NFTs in that fashion, but I think accompanying something real really doubles that feeling up. Like you're getting something unique, you're getting something limited, and then you have the NFT with it, which is also limited. So I think we're going to try to do something like that.
Okay, but what you know about Pokemon, Magic, and what you know about them?
Bro,
Yu-Gi-Oh
what are you
too.
talking about? What do I know? I don't. Okay, so I picked up Pokemon when I was like in my late 20s, which is I guess not embarrassing because I own whatever I do. But I did play Magic when I was a kid, and also the Star Wars card game, bro. I don't know if you know about that one, but the Star Wars card game was pretty beast too.
Well, you're 3 years older than I am, so no.
Yeah, bro. Well, thanks for making me feel like an outsider. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Oh, that's awesome, Zach. Hey, dude,
Zach,
what about an
you know,
NFT of me as shooting you and killing you in like Warzone or something?
Whoa, okay, I'm glad you finished that with like the video game stuff, bro. I was like, what? Where is this going, bro?
No, Omar would be all over me, dude.
That's so funny. You're right. He would, bro. You're not compliant right now, bro.
Ah, shit.
Awesome. If I pronounce this wrong, Ira? Still connecting. While they're connecting, I have a question for Brew Labs. So you guys are going to be launching on some other networks. You mentioned Phantom and Matic. I know Avalanche has been, making some waves lately. Any possibility of that?
Yep, 100%. So we're already on Avalanche for our airdrop tool. And Avalanche will be coming to our staking platform soon as well. So, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty quick answer, which is unusual for
Brew
BrewLabs.
Asking like, when will you be able to purchase BrewLabs off of that?
That is a better question.
Dum, dum, dum.
Well, look, like the thing is that we've got as part of our key strategy, we've got our bridge that we're building, and there's some things in like the industry where it just kind of feels like everyone has a bridge, and it just kind of feels it's not even that exciting, really. But for us, like the idea is that we want to. So one of our contract engineers has rebuilt the way to do bridging. I'm sure there's lots of different ways that people do it. But effectively, it's going to be very like gas efficient and everything like that. But once that bridge is actually released, the idea is to take BrewLabs across chain as one of the first, and then we'll also be offering it to like our clients as well. To do that as well. So I think that with all the contract builds that we're doing all the time, there's obviously like a lot of opportunity there for once we release a new product, the very first people that will be approaching to see if they're interested in utilizing that product is our client base. And we now have, I mean, if I look there, we've probably done hundreds of jobs now for clients. So we've proven ourselves to everyone, and hopefully we keep on proving that. So when we do release something as like important as our bridge, that will be the place that people come to actually utilize it. So I guess the answer to that, to Gabe's question, is I guess as soon as we go cross chain, then people will be able to buy BrewLabs cross chain.
Well, that's an answer. No, that's an awesome answer. Appreciate it. And I will say this, I know I've been involved with working with Brew Labs with not only Heroes but Delta Flare, and my experience in this space with timelines has been they set a time when the product or whatever is to be expected to be done, and you want to plan for a couple weeks after that, right? And with Brew Labs, you guys said it, and it was like, well, let's just we'll hold off on making any kind of announcement until it's done. And when you guys said the date that it was to be done, it was done. So, kudos. I mean, you guys deliver on the time frame that you guys stated, and that is fantastic, especially for, another crypto project that is looking to get, some more use case out into their product.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, definitely.
awesome.
I think like from a client services perspective, I think everyone doesn't always get it right 100% of the time. I think that's just business in general, right? You do the best to meet the timelines promised to clients. And I think we've done really well in regards to that. I think that we've learned just like everybody else. I think a lot of, projects when you first get into the space, it's like, all right, we're going to do this quarter 1, this quarter 2, this quarter 3, this quarter 4. And like what we've just learned is that it's especially this is more for our internal projects. We just don't want to do that anymore. Like we'll talk about what we're doing and how things are going and what we're developing and what we plan to do. But we've just found more often than not, you set these internal timelines for products, especially in the tech world, and you just don't hit it. Like the bridge, we'd love the bridge to be out tomorrow. But at the same time, over the next 8 weeks, we've got multiple launch pads that we're building for clients. We've got multiple front end, we've got many different products. I'm not allowed to go into the details specifically about what we're building. Obviously, as you all know, having been clients of us until the clients are ready to release that. But so for us, it's kind of like we're not really in a rush per se. For us, it's a lot about building just that really firm foundation. And, we know what we want to do. We are going to do it. And that's what we tell people. But in terms of exact timelines for when our products come out, they come out, when they come out, and we just keep people up to date, especially our own community along the way. And I'll just say as well, sorry, just to Zach, I'm 38 as well, man. So I was collecting Batman cards from the original Batman. I was all about that, mate. So don't worry.
I remember that, bro. I remember that.
There you go,
and the
mate.
packs had the old school yellow symbol on it with the Batman symbol, dude. I remember.
That's it, man. That's it. So don't worry. We're two oldies. Don't worry. We're the two OGs here. So don't worry about it.
Did you say he was?
I love it, bro.
Or did he say he was collecting them, or he still has them as collectibles?
Yeah, because I want them too.
I never sell that stuff, man.
Pretty legit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Awesome. DB, hey, welcome, buddy. What's going on?
What's up, Scott? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, bud?
Good. So I just first thank you for doing these spaces. The last few weeks have been awesome with the different projects you guys have had on here. So first I have a statement and then a question to Sire. So my statement is I am putting out my public endorsement for Gabe Gable as president. And Sire, I'd like to know when you guys are going to officially have Gabe on the Brew Labs team.
Gabe is officially on the Brew Labs team. Gabe is officially on the Brew Labs team. Look, in terms of our team structure, the way that it works at the moment is that just like any startup, it was basically a lean, mean fighting machine. So the way that Brew Labs originally started, it was basically David, who's, the project lead. And he alongside a couple key devs, so Garlic and Peach, they fundamentally went out and drove the development of the business, have being involved in different aspects. And of course I've been there since the beginning as well. So my background, as I've said, I think often, is that I'm a senior financial accountant. I'm chartered. I used to work for KPMG. I did audits and I've done all that kind of fun and wonderful stuff. So I've kind of come in and, I do a lot of the financial stuff in the background as well. So it's not really we started to kind of talk as from a core team perspective. But basically our whole plan is that look, we're Australia based. So, we're about to come up to the end of the tax year. So we're working with a tax firm, and then basically from, July, we need to get all of that in, order basically, which we've got everything. We're all completely fine from a tax perspective. But that's serious, we're the kind of project that wants to be compliant with all local regulations and as many regulations as we can. We want to do things right. So specifically about like team structure and how that means, I think that like in the crypto space, it's very different to like, a kind of a company structure, when you start getting to those really large companies. So right now it's still a small business, it's like, there's a couple people that are amongst the core team, and most of them are developers, they're engineers. That's what they do. So once we actually go and like evolve, like our whole thing is that we want to become, and as I'm sure the other projects here in this space want to do the same thing, we want to become like one of the biggest companies in the world. I mean, that's the end game, right? For everything. So to do that, like it's not just about like who's on the team or whatnot. I mean, our whole team structure is going to evolve. I guess I'm kind of taking this question a bit more seriously than I should have, but I just want to kind of put it all out there that it's about, for us, like, we're going to have a board of directors, we're going to have like employees, we're going to have staff, we're going to have managers, we're going to have everything, right? That's the evolution. So like for us, it's not really about whether Gabe is or isn't on the team. Of course he's on the team. He's out there every single day. Like the fact that he goes out there and like represents BrewLabs, and he came to us and he said, can he do that? And we said, yes, of course you can. You smash it. We don't let everyone just go out there and like represent BrewLabs, because in the end, like they have to be skilled. They have to like know what they're talking about. And he does that every single day. So it's kind of like, but I guess what I want to stress is that, there's a big difference between a small company or even a startup and a massive billion-dollar company, which you end up evolving into, right? So where we'll be now and where we'll be in the future is going to be a completely different place. But the idea is to kind of like grow and evolve, as we grow, right? And that's happening like every day. So from July, like changes are definitely going to be made, over the next financial year for sure, about, just making sure that like we're completely structured in such a way that is scalable into like, so that one day we can be making hundreds of millions of dollars and have head offices around the world and, all the stuff that sounds like dreams now. But to be honest, especially in cryptocurrency, and especially if you're running your business like a business, anything's possible, right? So I guess that's kind of my answer. So yeah, don't worry, Gabe is part of the team. We love him.
So what you're telling me in the space right now is Gabe is not a free agent. Gabe is secured by BrewLabs and is long term with BrewLabs. Am I correct?
Gabe's
I'll let
even prior to being on the team. I already knew where my loyalty lied. Right?
I was going to say
my money. I said, "Ooh, that's my money."
I was actually going to say Gabe. I was going to say like I'll let Gabe answer that. Like I think you answered that very well. You know what?
I think I hit Sire up more often and being like, man, these companies are out here. They're headhunting me right now. This token's reaching out to me. This platform wants me. Like, and Sire's like, so what are you gonna do, mate? And I'm like, I'm already staying here. Like, you ain't even gotta worry. Like,
well, I never want to like
going with it though. That was the whole point of where I was going with this. Is I know your value in the space and what you've done for BrewLabs. You've educated a lot of people. You come into spaces all the time. And it's not just about BrewLabs. You definitely try to educate people on staking and just crypto in general. And I know there's a lot of people out there that would love to have you, working with their projects. So that's what I was saying. From what Sire was saying is basically, you're BrewLabs, and that's the end of that conversation.
Yeah. You ever met that guy who was like, "Nah, I'm taking the pay cut right now because I know where it'll be." Like that. That's like that's how I feel sometimes. Like. People come out to me and they present themselves and they offer me money, and I'm always like, like I could take that money, but then again, at the same time, like the heart want what the heart want, right? Like we are men at the same time, but we love what we love, and like BrewLabs has my heart. You know what I mean? So regardless of whether or not I get added to the team or not, I'm gonna be that guy who's gonna be promoting it because like I believe in it. You know what I mean? Like wholeheartedly, 100%. And then the guys that I've met through there, like I mean, the team, they're stand-up people, you know what I mean? And that's why I stay where I'm at. I've met a lot of things out here. I met a lot of people out here that aren't necessarily always what it seems. On the outside, it may look pretty, but on the inside, it's ugly. And when I came to BrewLabs, like it looked pretty on the outside and it's pretty on the inside too. And that's why.
Thanks, man.
No,
I do feel quite pretty.
I'm telling you, this is why I said when Gabe Gable for president. You've heard it here first. I'm calling it out.
Yeah, so you know what I'll also Oh yeah,
I want
go
to
for
say
it, man.
we're all the same color on the inside. All right, facts.
Anyway,
Straight up.
we're gonna slide our business card to Gabe
Oh
for free.
man, yeah, you already know. Crypto Addicto's been trying to buy me with McDonald's for a while, and he knows that's my sweet spot right there. You know what
That's
I mean?
disgusting. God damn.
If there's a way to my heart, it's definitely through my belly. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I know.
So,
I'm the same way, bro. Same thing. That
Hey,
McDonald's menu
Gabe,
got
Gabe,
me
Gabe,
thirsty.
Gabe. I feel like you like me. Arby's, bro. Arby's. We
hey, I'm
got
not
the
gonna lie. Like
meats.
Arby's slaps. Like Arby's, I like the horseradish sauce in Arby's. So yeah,
Dude,
I
slaps is the number one a- African American word for deliciousness.
it's good. It goes hard to the paint. It's about that life. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
That's
Just
fantastic.
derailed this whole conversation. I apologize, Scott, but
It's all
See what you
good.
did, DB? This is why I don't bring it up. It just gets out of hand.
Hey, DB, you got Arby's in Canada?
Jesus, man. Of course we have Arby's. Come on, man. It's not like I'm in like some third world country here that has no restaurants. Yes, we have Arby's. We just don't have the good shit like you guys do, like, you know, Popeyes and all that kind of stuff, unfortunately.
Oh, we got Popeyes over here.
I thought you all eating blubber and shit like the Eskimos.
Holy shit, man. Like, what is going on with you guys? You Americans with Canada, you know, like, we are your neighbors. Have a little respect.
Do you guys have sandwiches
It's not
up
all this
there?
hockey and fucking, what's up, A, and, you know, RC and P riding horses, and, you know, come on. It's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad.
It's pretty close, though. Come on.
You're not far, but, you know, we don't eat blubber. Like, come on now. We're a little more sophisticated than that.
So we don't eat blubber. Come on
As soon as you guys say well,
South
blubber,
Park
I can't
ruined
help-
us, dude.
I can't help but to think of like me, myself, and Irene, and the guy turns around, and he's like, "She gonna be eating blubber, all right," and I'm like, wow.
You're goddamn right.
Like, dude, I just can't think. Like, that's the only thing. Whenever I hear anybody say "well blubber" or anything like that, it just instantly triggers me back to like Jim Carrey in that movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, of course he's Canadian, right? So yeah, it just falls in line with the
No,
blubber.
he's not Canadian. He's from Massachusetts. There.
Jim Carrey's Canadian, buddy.
What?
Jim Carrey is born in Canada.
Oh, well, he's born in Canada, but I'm saying he played a. Never mind. I don't want to get into the brass tacks.
Jim Carrey's my brother. I'm from
Jim
Canada.
Carrey's Canadian.
Rhode Island
We got
State
Ryan
Trooper,
Reynolds. We got Jim Carrey. You know, we got, I don't know. There's a few other ones, but yeah, we got a few people.
Yeah, guys, I just want to add something like here. I'm gonna cut the jokes for a little bit. If people are around there, around the space, like join our Telegram. We are like hosting every night, mostly me and Wayne, kind of technical education for people to know what's happening on projects and how things happened from the back end to the front end. So join, and we are hosting educational chat or talk every night.
I will add to that. If you are not following everyone that's up here as a speaker right now, you should, because they're all fantastic people. And I know, Matt, you came up to talk. So what do you got for us, buddy?
I won't be too quick. I mean, too quick, too long.
Matt, hold on. Matt, hold on.
Uh-oh.
I love you. I
I love
you
you too, brother. And thanks for that shout out earlier, brother. Honestly, we appreciate you. And like someone was saying, you know, you are a huge part of this community, Jaquan. So keep being you, brother. You're doing fantastic in here. But my question, it's not really a question. Excuse me, geez. It's not really a question, and I was actually just going to mention that, Scott. You know, the projects that are up here tonight, and this is really for the audience. The projects that are up here tonight are absolutely, you know, changing the space and are absolute rock stars. You know, I've had the pleasure to talk and work with pretty much all of them, and I'm looking forward to talking with you, Revolution, because honestly, like, there's some incredible things that you guys are doing. And for those people that are listening in, like, I highly, highly suggest following everybody that's in these projects and really looking into these projects, because I'm telling you, like, this is the future of crypto. This is the future of not only the Ethereum chain, but the BSC chain. So I just wanted to say thanks, guys. You guys are doing fantastic work. Scott, these live and in-person conversations that you have every week, they're really picking up, and I'm seeing some incredible projects coming on here, and I look forward to them. If I can make it, I look forward to them every week. And now that I'm back, kind of I can get some time into crypto here. I'm going to be joining all these spaces here more often. But yeah, just a huge shout out to everybody here. You guys are doing amazing work.
That's fantastic. I appreciate it. Appreciate the kudos. And, really, we just, felt like, we wanted to expose our community to other fantastic projects so they could, look into them and possibly diversify. And it just kind of took off from there. And so every project that we have up here, we know on another level, whether it's through personal experience or through communications, in advance, but we feel confident in that. We feel good enough to bring them in this space to share with our community. So that's why we do it.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, I'm glad to see DB Space and all these spaces popping up and really being that incredible platform that the crypto community needs. And Jakian, man, seriously, whale blubber. Like I was laughing so hard when you said that, because I've gotten me and DB are like the Canadians that were we're trying to bring in people. We got a bunch of Canadians joining up with the team, but when I talk to some Americans, it's so funny to hear the things that you guys think that we have up here and don't have. It's just it's hilarious.
No, Matt, I love you. I wasn't born in Canada, but I've spent a lot of time up there as a child because of my disease that I have. But it's neither here nor there. I just wanted to say, Ace, I am sorry because I posted my favorite project up to the top, which I think a lot of people are sleeping on, and which I think you, Heroes, BrewLabs, TRT should talk to. They're the best. Oh, BrewLabs, I'm sorry. Security-wise company that people should talk to. It's called Driven X. It's the Driven ecosystem. I'm just going to give a plug just because I can, because I love all you guys. And Matt, I hope you and GDT can work some shit out with Faisal and Zach. I love crypto. I only found it a year ago. And the projects I invested in are literally becoming a year old. So all these new cats should learn something from these other cats. I love all of you. Crypto DB, bro, you're my brother. I love you. Zach, you're my brother. Known you forever. I love you guys. Jonah's World, I see you down there. Token, I love you. All you guys, dude. Like Gabe, I love you. You guys found the niche and people are paying for it. So that's word up. It takes time out from the back end, but that's just a developer's mind coming into play. You guys got that. Keep running with it. Everyone, prosper, dude. Just prosper. I love it.
Hey, Scott, I'm gonna throw one last before I step out here. So we're going to go, myself and old guy David are going to get back to our spaces that we were doing every day. We're going to start back up tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We're going 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time back to our educational spaces. I want to see Heroes in there. Gabe, Brew Labs, I want you guys in there. Zach, Faisal, you guys get into these spaces every single day, Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll run for 2-3 hours, whatever we need to do. Getting back to basics, new investors, and learning about good projects. So I hope you guys can start jumping in these spaces as well.
I love fundamentals, man. Of course, education is the key. Like, we will always be there for educating people and try to let people know more about this space and how good it can be.
DB, we've missed you, dog.
What's that, Jakin?
DB, we've missed you, dude. Like, I know personally why, but we've missed you. Like, you're the one holding the dopest spaces. All right.
No, you know what? We had some good spaces. They were great. We ran them for lot of you guys were in them all the time. We ran it for like 2 months straight, and we'd run 12 to 14 hours sometimes for a day. They were good spaces, but sometimes Twitter just gets a little hectic, and life catches up to you, and you got to kind of step back a little bit. But I'm starting to see the space getting away from, people are just jumping into the wrong spots and they're getting the wrong information. And I want to get back to where we were before. People got to start at the basics and work your way up. If you're a new investor, you're jumping in some of these spaces right now. Like spaces like this need to happen. Like what Scott and Heroes decided to do, even though they have their own project, to bring other projects in to their space and have it live and in person, and educate people on other projects. That speaks volumes about their project, that they're willing to endorse other projects at the same time, because they're not just about themselves, they're about the community. And that's what the spaces that I was holding before, it was a community space. We wanted new investors and current investors and everybody to come in and give their 2 cents and talk about different projects. And yeah, there were some projects that came in there that we completely destroyed. But I'm glad we did what we did to them, because they didn't deserve to be in the space. They were about to do bad things to people. And it's time to get back to that, because there's too much bullshit going on again. And we got to get back having people like Scott and Gabe and Addicto and just everybody that cares about people in the space and trying to educate. We got to get back to that stuff again. So we'll start that again tomorrow.
We are the savages.
Thank you very much, DB, bro. Just to put it out there, like, you're super appreciated, man. Anybody with the same mission that we have is just to clean the space up, inform people so they can make money in a safe environment, the safest environment possible. We all know how it can be out here, dude. We're all trying to look out for each other. Let's create a safe environment so we can get some fresh people in here and create a good community.
Now, I am disappointed. I will say, Zach and Faisal, this is your guys' fault, but Addicto was always my co-host, him and Old Guy every time. But unfortunately now, I can't bring him as a co-host now. He's going to come in as guest speaker, and you guys as well. But you guys did steal my co-host, so I'm a little sour about that.
Hey, DB, whoa! Token Lizard had your back, bro. Token Lizard had you.
No, Token's always there, but unfortunately, Token has an actual job, so he's got to go do his job every single day. He can't spend 14 hours sitting in a Twitter space co-hosting. But no, Token, Mr. Big, there's a lot of guys that were stepping up, that got out of their comfort zones, that didn't come into Twitter spaces and speak very often, and they jumped out of that, and they were up there co-hosting with us, and they would sit with me for fucking hours and hours every single day. So we're going to get back to it, man. It's going to be fun. They're not just about, education and stuff. We're going to have some fun in there, have some good projects, and we'll do some giveaways and a bunch of other stuff. But we need that space every day where you can wake up in the morning. If you're looking to jump on a Twitter space, that that's going to be there for you every single day, consistently, 1 p.m. till whenever Old Guy has to go to bed, because he is in Germany. So we had to work with his schedule a little bit, but it was the same thing. We had like a 2-hour conversation where it was like, what the hell's going on in the space? Like, we got to get back to the basics. So yeah, let's get back at it.
Maybe you can convince Gabe in joining.
Yo, Gabe was there almost every single day. Gabe is always
there.
I always show up, but I never get the co-host invite, guys. So it's not me, it's DB.
Okay, listen, Gabe, I'm gonna publicly come out and say this right now. I'll publicly come out. Gabe, if you would like to co-host at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday, the spot is yours.
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That makes it, let me see, 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock our time.
Hey, Matt, I'm trying to do the math, okay? You know what, DB? I'll do it.
You guys have heard it here. Gabe is committed to jumping in, co-hosting these spaces. He's taken over Dicto's spot. Gabe, welcome to the changing the Twitter space.
Oh, man, this is going to be crazy. All right.
And let me tell you,
I'll try.
DB,
right?
you got me a little bit. I have a lot of anxiety, and I got a lot of ADHD or shit going on. Your space helped me with that. Matt, your space helped me with that. Thomas, your space helped me with that. Zach, knowing you and Saitama fam, that should help me with that. Especially you, though, Zach. Like, you let me know that it's okay to just fucking, like, be yourself, dude. Like, for real. Like, I can't I can't respect that shit enough. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, you, Cuff, Justin, the whole family, Christine, Coco, Shill, fucking all of them. I can't even respect it enough, dude. Like, I was in a box and y'all fucking, I'm working on it still, but y'all took me out of it and I can't respect that shit enough. So I love y'all and let's get money together, all right?
Let's
Appreciate you,
go.
Jakeem. Let's
Yo, big
go,
shout outs to
baby.
Y Pump. She in the building. She just made a statement the other day about Brew Labs being the best staking platform out there. Let's go, Y Pump. Big fan of yours. Woo woo. Go ahead, Zach. Sorry, I had to do that.
No, you're chill, bro. I was just saying thanks to Jakeem, man. I appreciate you, brother. It's been a long road, dude, but we're still on it, and we're on our way to victory, brother.
Facts. I love you, son.
Love you too, bro.
So again, I just want to add something like here. Guys who like don't feel comfortable like coming up and asking questions. My Telegram, Zach's Telegram, and Eddie's Telegram is always open. You just can hit us at any time, and we are gonna answer all your questions within our knowledge and what we know. We're gonna be open and transparent and honest with all the questions that you're gonna ask.
Faisal,
Also,
you see Matt?
I'm sorry,
Oh, Zach.
let me just no, you're good. I just want to throw this out there before we get going on something else. We do have our Ethereum giveaway. If you guys haven't entered it yet, the tweet is pinned up on top. Just retweet that tweet. Tag a couple people in the comments, and then we'll do that giveaway before we get out of here.
Okay, Faisal, you see Matt with his hand up right there? Talk to this guy, man. I promise you. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Talk to Matt.
As I said, like we are always open to talk with anyone who is legit, and I know Matt is a legit person with a legit project, so we are open in talking with other projects all the time. So we are just like as transparent, as honest, and we want to work with transparent and honest projects. So uh, I think Matt has a question, so let's give him the floor.
Yeah, no, it was just a quick. I just want to say thanks, and Faisal will definitely get in touch with you, brother. And Jakeen, I appreciate you. You know, you're always helping out in so many ways. Like I said before, man, totally love you, brother. But I got a call to make, so I'm gonna pop out of here. And I just wanted to say, Scott, thanks for having me up to chat. And honestly, you guys, every project in here and everyone that's listening, follow these guys. I'm telling you, join those communities, get in there and be a part of it, because this is where you're gonna learn. This is where you're gonna really experience what crypto's about. So get in there and learn. Take care, everyone.
Hey, Matt.
Matt. What? DM Faisal. Just do that, please. I promise you.
Yeah. And you can't just leave because you have work to do. Like, doesn't make sense. I'm just
This
joking.
is your job.
I'm just joking. No, actually, the same thing's actually coming up. Like, we actually have a meeting that we got to get to as well. So we'll probably be jumping out of here soon. Just to let you guys know. It's not that we don't love you guys.
Well, then
Of course not. Yeah,
let's go
no.
ahead and do this giveaway. Yeah, are you guys cool with doing the giveaway?
Let's do it.
All right,
yes,
yeah.
I want to win.
I'm going to do it on my phone here, but I'm going to screen record it as well and post it on the Twitter. Give me just a few seconds. I'll let you know who the winner is.
I love how much you've grown, Zach.
What do you mean, brother? What do you mean? I appreciate it, but expand on that while I do the contest.
Okay, you're just awesome, dude. Like, you are me incarnate, dude. Like, you are the best of us.
Right
And
on,
you're
brother. Well, I appreciate that. I am not the best of us, but I try my hardest to be a better person every day. I can promise you that, dude.
and neither am I. I come from a sordid background, and I made the personal choice to turn my life around, and it's the reason I can connect with you right now. So I love it, and I love everyone here. I love everyone listening, and I couldn't be in a better place than I am right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so these spaces are designed to be an hour long, and I don't think, with the exception of maybe one of them, they've lasted an hour. They've always gone on the verge of 2 hours or more. So no, I always advertise it when I'm asking these projects to come in that it's about an hour, hour and a half tops, and here we're sitting at an hour and 45. But all good information,
Oh,
great projects.
snap. I didn't even realize it had been that long. So the person who did win is not in this room. Their name is Crypto D Picker, or sorry, Crypto Picker D. I can't even read it right. Crypto Pick Doctor. I'm gonna post the giveaway video on the Twitter space so everyone can validate and see that it was legitimate, and then we can notify Crypto Pick D Pick Doctor.
What did you say? I'm just joking.
I have no freaking clue, bro.
It's that old farmer's photo that is a relic in the art museum of those two goth people who were into some freaky shit, but they ran a farm, so it was cool.
What was that, bro?
I
He said
art.
he's been drinking. Don't hold him responsible for what he says or does.
That's so good, bro.
That was his pass for the whole space. He said, "Look, I've been drinking," and at that point, you just got to believe the man. You say,
Gabe, you my brother, bro.
"Yeah, I know. I got you, bro. Don't worry." I knew exactly what that meant. That's the same thing that I say when I get on Twitter Spaces, and I'll be like, "I've been drinking tonight." That means the professional Gabe went out the building, but just not tonight.
Great, bro. I love this. I love this family feel, man. I dig it.
I got some good news today from the doctor, so I'm a little celebratory.
I think our picker, let's see, what the heck is it's Dr. AG, Crypto Pick Doctor. He's trying to come up, but he's not connecting. So.
Oh, awesome. They're here. So they are here. I couldn't find them. So yeah, that is who won. It's Crypto Pick Picker.
Yeah, but I can't seem to get him to come up. It must be a issue with Twitter, or maybe his connection.
Crypto Pick Doctor. If you want to just reach out and message me or Faisal or Crypto Addicto with your wallet address, I'm going to go ahead and reach out to you as well. Don't worry. But if you want to go ahead and take the initiative before we do that, that's fine as well. But I'll reach out to you and get your information and make sure that prize is paid out to you, brother or sister.
Awesome.
Hey guys, just a really quick one. I've got to drop off as well. Just to Sire, obviously from Brew Labs. So thank you so much for having us on, Scott. So yeah, awesome being on. Awesome seeing some really friendly faces, and every now and then it'll be great to join in and see you guys all at work, and Gabe there as well in the spaces. So I'm sure I'll be directly working with quite a few of you in the very near future. So thanks a lot, guys. That's it from me for now.
Hey, we appreciate you taking time to join us and sharing everything about Brew Labs, man. It was awesome.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. All right. So with that, I think we're going to call it a night. Some of us still work, me included. But hey, I want to just thank all the projects for being part of this. All the projects that we've had in the past. I know Matt from Gorilla Diamonds here. They were on a few weeks ago and shared their project, and with Brew Labs and the Revolution token, we're excited about your launch. I really truly appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come on and share your projects with us and our communities. And I think this is more of what we need in this space. We need to be sharing good, solid projects with our communities so that they have choices. And I appreciate, like Faisal was saying, about educating their communities. We've at Heroes are all about education, and I know I get DMs on a daily basis of questions, and I appreciate that you guys do that. That is fantastic. So awesome. And if any of you guys would like to, have some closing statements or words, by all means, take the floor now or forever hold your peace. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate
There's
it. I'm
nothing
gonna.
more to say.
Awesome. And Gabe, if you want, I used to own a bakery, man. I could, if you wanted to maybe jump ship and come over to Heroes, I could supply you with endless pastries.
Oh damn, bro! As soon as the big dog leaves, that's how you gonna come at me. I see what you did. Y'all were setting me up. Y'all were trying to trick me, right? You guys are like those guys that put the little candy bars on the ground, and I come by and go, delicious, delicious. Then I get around the corner and you guys mug me over the head. I see what's going on. Oh,
it's all good, man. No, we appreciate you, brother. Okay,
thank you,
guys.
guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And everyone have an awesome evening.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you guys.
Appreciate you
Thank
very
you
much.
guys for having us. It was a pleasure like meeting you all, speaking with you, and hopefully for a future collaboration and partnerships. So thank you again.
Hey, thank you and good night, everyone.